Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today, man, we're going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, it's been almost 2 days since the trailer was released early. Obviously, there was a leak, unfortunately, and this basically forced Rockstar, the night before the trailer was supposed to actually release on December 5th, they had to just pretty much release it early. Everyone was already seeing it all over social media anyway. It just made more sense for them to just go ahead and put it out officially so everyone could see it. So, we now have our first official look at Vice City slash Leonida, the state that is basically a replica of Florida that we will be playing in GTA 6. And, you know, a lot of people obviously are really hyped up. Most people are really hyped up. The, I would say, excitement around this trailer has been probably the largest in gaming history. I mean, just to make an example here, right? The Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer came out 12 years ago, and it just hit 100 million views, like, last night, basically, right? So it took it 12 years to hit 100 million views. But the GTA 6 trailer, even with it leaking hours earlier than it came out, right, still had almost 100 million views in 24 hours. It had millions upon millions of likes. It broke most of YouTube's records. Like, it broke the Mr. Beast record for most viewed video in 24 hours that isn't a music video. Most likes, I think, for a video in 24 hours. Like, it just came through, and it was obviously a cultural phenomenon, man. And I feel like we kind of all knew this was coming because this is what happens every time Grand Theft Auto pretty much even breathes. You have people who cry and try to find ways to blame it for shit and, like, try to get it canceled or get, you know, people against it or whatever, right? It's stupid, but that's the way the world works, man, you know? People can't just play a video game and enjoy their lives, bro, because, you know, games like Grand Theft Auto, look at what they're doing to the youth, man. Look at all the violence that we're teaching kids, right? But outside of all that stupidity, man, my personal thoughts on the trailer, I loved it. I thought it was great. I've been waiting for it for 10 years now, pretty much. I mean, the population density is much improved. I thought it looked really great. The beaches are full of life. There's so many vehicles. I mean, the world around it is just so fleshed out, man. It looks fucking beautiful. The graphics look great. The gameplay's cool. A lot of people were complaining, I'll get into that, about the main character, Lucia, or I should say one of the main protagonists, because there's two in this game. Honestly, I thought from what we saw of her, you know, the character is going to be written fine. That's what I'm worried about, you know. I didn't absolutely hate her like some people did. But unfortunately, you know, the 95%, 99 even percent positive reaction that this trailer got, you had a lot of people out there who just didn't like it, you know, and that's fine. You're allowed to not like it. You're not allowed to not like the trailer, right? That'd be fucking stupid. But yeah, there's people who didn't like it, and there's various reasons why people didn't like it, right? But I want to talk about some of them because there is a very clear misinterpretation of what's happening here, and people are just using this now to, like, spread their own stupid fucking narratives and just, like, start arguments about dumb things. And the discourse around this whole thing is already just getting toxic, right? So the first, I guess, micro controversy that I want to talk about with GTA 6 is the protagonist, right? Lucia. Now, if you saw the trailer, you will notice that one of the main protagonists of the game is a female. Yeah, hold on, let me give you a moment of silence to get that in. Yeah, okay, so now that you've had a second to process that, a woman will be in the video game. Now, I get why, I guess, this whole, like, this, I would say, hesitance towards Lucia is there. We've seen a trend in recent media history where in movies and film and whatnot, right, they've basically just been trying to, like, be more diverse and, like, appeal to, you know, a broader audience, which is fine, but they don't do it by writing good characters anymore. They just take a character and make them gay or make them black or make them a woman or switch them around, right? That's one of the things that people have been worried about. They didn't want GTA to go woke, right? And I guess that's kind of what happened to some people because of this woman. People are crying, oh, this is they're just now putting a woman in GTA because, you know, gotta be diverse, gotta have women in the game. These people clearly never played the first Grand Theft Auto, considering the first GTA had 4 playable female protagonists. So, I mean, technically that first GTA game that came out 25 fucking years ago is pretty woke compared to your standards, man, because, I don't know, people are seeing that it's like a Hispanic woman, right? And they're just automatically assuming it's gonna be some Marvel situation where they're just shoehorning them in to be there. I really don't think that's the case, though. Like, I do genuinely have a lot of faith for the people at Rockstar. They've written most of their characters historically very well. I mean, there's so many iconic storylines and whatnot across all their games, from characters characters, even like secondary or background characters usually get written pretty well. So I'm not necessarily too worried about that, right? She seemed like a pretty decent character from what we saw of her. And it's also important to note, this is only one trailer, right? A lot of people were bitching because like she was the, like, I guess main focus. I'm pretty certain that in a subsequent trailer, probably the next trailer, it will focus on Jason, who is the male protagonist, who's like her boyfriend or whatever. I'm pretty certain that's being done specifically so that they can introduce each protagonist in their own setting and in their own way, right? Instead of trying to mash them both into the same trailer. I don't think they're just like completely focusing on one protagonist over the other. They didn't really do that in the last game, you know what I mean? I don't really see why they do it in this one. It just doesn't make too much sense. And another reason people were complaining, and this one is just actually fucking stupid to me because it's literally nonsense. Like, it's actually just fucking stupid. But people are complaining because the NPCs are brown. Oh my god, oh, the fucking horror, the humanity, man. Non-white people exist. Can you believe that, guys? I don't know. Some of you watching this video, you might be black, or you might be Hispanic, or you might be Arab. Can you believe that? Did you know those people exist too? Yeah, people are actually mad because GTA 6 has like a lot of brown people. And I'm just gonna say it because it does. I mean, like, fuck it. Look at this screenshot of the beach in Vice City. This image has been going around. This is the one that people are like using to cope. Like, oh, look at all the black and brown people in the game. I don't know if you guys know anything about like even a lot of major American cities and like how they operate, but they're not what I would consider a white ethno-state. And that's not me, like, complaining or being racist, but, I mean, if you go to, like, Miami and you expect anything other than for it to be, like, majority Hispanic and whatnot, right? You're just fucking setting yourself up for failure. Like, imagine going to, like, fucking San Diego, California, right? And you're like, what? Wait, what's going on here? How come everyone on the sidewalk's not white, dude? Like, it's not 1942 anymore, bud. I mean, there's definitely some brown folk, bro. There's gonna be some Hispanics. There's gonna be some African Americans, okay? It's gonna happen, bro. And people are complaining about how many of them there are. Like, oh, there's barely any white people. Well, I went ahead and I looked up some, like, census information for, like, Dade County, where Miami is situated in real life. Over 70% of people in Miami are Hispanic. Another, like, almost, like, 20% of them are black to some degree. So, like, the majority of people in Miami and Dade County are not pure white Christian Americans or whatever, right? So honestly, I don't have a problem with it, right? I mean, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what color the NPCs are that I'm gonna end up mowing down in a fucking Lamborghini. I don't care what color the NPC pixels on a screen are gonna be when I hit them all with an Uzi out the window in a drive-by. Like, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I really don't, personally. If anything, I actually think this is a good thing. I think this is great because it shows me that instead of pandering to what people want the game to look like, instead of pandering to people's preconceived notions of what the crowd should look like or whatever, Rockstar actually did their research on the real world equivalent of what they're trying to parody. They actually went to Miami and they went to Florida and they interacted in these communities or like watched footage of them and shit, right? To like see how they operate so that they could make the game more realistic. I think that's a good thing. That's attention to detail that shows that they're actually trying to make it more realistic. That is a W. That's not a bad thing. But of course, people are trying to make this out as if this is like them going woke or whatever, right? Oh my god, can you believe a black woman with a BBL is twerking on the hood of a car? Like, 80% of the shit we saw in this trailer was literally them parodying or like replicating a real-life viral video from Florida or like a real-world equivalent situation, right? They weren't just, you know, like, hey, let's go to Des Moines, Iowa, where it's 95% white, and let's add a bunch of minority people twerking on cars and shit. That's not what happened here, you know? Like, I'm just so convinced that the people who are actually mad about this shit don't actually go outside or, like, don't live in a major metropolitan or anything. I mean, like, I live in Ohio. Most people would think, like, that's, like, some sort of fucking, like, white place or whatever, bro. If you go to anywhere where the population's higher than, like, 3,000 people, there's a good portion of minorities. Like, I don't know. It's as if these people just don't fucking go outside or, like, interact with the world around them at all. And then there were people bitching because the game is taking place in another American city, right? Because obviously in GTA, historically, the vast majority of the locations have all been based on like the US, right? We've gotten Liberty City, which is just New York City. We've gotten Leonida slash Vice City, which is just South Beach in Florida. We've gotten San Andreas, which is like California, essentially. You know, it's got Los Santos, which is LA. Historically, San Fierro was San Francisco. Las Venturas was Las Vegas, right? And people are complaining because I guess like in GTA 6, you know, they didn't go international. They didn't go to another place. Oh, well, how come they only want to cover American shit? This is just so Americanized. Like, crime happens elsewhere. I don't know if these people have, like, actually ever played a Grand Theft Auto game before, but the entire series essentially is predicated on being a parody and a play on Western and particularly American culture. The only other time I can think of that they really went outside of the United States in GTA, they did London in GTA 2 for, like, an expansion, I'm pretty sure. They did like Cayo Perico in GTA Online or whatever. I don't know where that's actually supposed to be. I'm assuming it's like a Caribbean island off the coast of Leonida or something like that, right? But you know what I mean? Like, this is all based on American culture. Like, all of the radio stations are mostly American music. The jokes are about American society. The whole game plays on American consumerism, capitalist culture, the crime culture in America, the gun and gang problems in America, all these different things, right? It's a fucking American game. I mean, let's just call it for what it is, right? If the game went to fucking Somalia, right, you were running around with a bunch of pirates and shit, it wouldn't be as endearing because you'd just be taking a bunch of people who make games about American culture and you're trying to shoehorn them into doing something else, right? It just not only wouldn't make sense in the world of Grand Theft Auto, but it wouldn't make sense from the fundamental principles of what the series is about. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Grand Theft Auto reveal/release if we didn't have people bitching and complaining about how sexual it is, how violent it is, how it needs to be banned, and all these other things. A lot of accounts on Twitter were clearly rage baiting and impressions farming, saying things like, oh my god, can you believe that the women in this game are twerking and they're wearing bikinis and you can kind of see cleavage? Oh my god, we can't have our children seeing this. We need to ban GTA 6, Brody. Now, I think 95% of these people were just impression farming because there's no way you're this fucking dumb. Like, you're buying a game called Grand Theft Auto, right? Okay, which is a felony crime. It just right in the name. The whole game is about killing cops, beating prostitutes to death, selling drugs, joining gangs, stealing cars, just like very vile things. And you're surprised that in a game like that, some women might have some butt cheeks out, bro? Like, I don't know, dude. These gotta be people who don't play video games or something, bro. Because, like, there's people who obviously want the game to not come out. They want it banned. They want it censored or whatever. It just blows my mind because you never really hear these people talking about, like, movies or any of that shit as much. Like, most of them would sit down and watch a movie like The Wolf of Wall Street, which is just about, like, a bank criminal, essentially. A Wall Street criminal, right? A financial criminal who does, like, rich people drugs and rich people crimes. They'll watch that and watch the nudity in that, no problem. Martin Scorsese, GOAT. Leonardo DiCaprio, GOAT. Margaret Robbie, GOAT. Jonah Hill, GOAT. And rightfully so. Awesome, phenomenal fucking movie. But then they'll see a game like GTA and they'll be like, oh my god, dude, we can't have this. We simply cannot have people doing this. It blows my mind how people can't just be excited for something, man. Like, I don't know. And then people were bitching, of course, about it coming in 2025. This isn't as significant to me. This is just people being impatient. I understand it. But my, I guess, saying on this is, I'd rather the game come out December 31st, 2072 than for the game to come out December 7th, 2023 and fucking suck. Like, I just cannot mentally handle the idea of GTA 6 coming out and sucking. Like, it just doesn't compute to me. It doesn't process to me. And I don't want it to compute to me. I don't want it to process to me. So I'm fine with giving the developers the time they need to really polish it off and finish it. Because even in the 10 years since GTA 5, like from that trailer, we see they've really been at work. They've really been improving the universe and improving what you can do in the game and like the world around you, right? I have no problem waiting that extra year and a half to get the release, right? And from what we understand too, it seems that the plan is for GTA 6 to come out in early 2025 because the investor reports and everything from Take-Two indicate that they're expecting a huge boost in profit after the first half of 2025, which they don't have another game that's going to be doing what GTA 6 is doing on those fucking numbers, right? So, and obviously in 3 weeks, weeks it'll be 2024. So like, I really don't think the wait will be as long as people are expecting it to be. But I mean, even if it is, bro, I'm fine with waiting if the game comes out good. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to come on here and give like my whole formulated opinions on all of this stuff instead of making like separate videos talking about all of it or whatever, right? But anyway, with that being said, man, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about GTA 6 and signing out.